Hello viewers, welcome to this tutorial. So we're dealing today with while loops with integers, okay, and I'm going to go that quick because you already know what the range is. All right, now if you don't know what the range is, as I said earlier that there was nothing I'll teach which I have not taught before. So every syntax I'm using right now, every object is something I've already taught. So just go back to the previous tutorials. In the looping statement, the for loop, you see range right inside it. All right, so let's declare number, okay, or numbers equal to range of, all right, 0 to 10. Okay, 0 to 10, yeah, 0 to 10, and we just go like while we have a value, okay, we want to pass. So there is a current value, all right, current value. You can use any name at all. I prefer to use current value. Okay, for current value equals maybe 2. Okay, current value equals 2. Then we come, or you can make this a user input. Okay, you can make this a user input. Receive an input from the user, make sure it's an integer. Let me just give you an int, so we can say current value is equal to int input, enter your name, okay, enter your number. All right, so any number the user enters, and you kind of turn it into an int with this code, and it runs through. But because I'll be going through the tutorials over and over again, I wouldn't like to receive user input, so it will not delay. But this is the code to receive a user input inside current value. All right, but I'm using this value, so I've predefined a static value of 2 inside a variable called current value. So while current value is in numbers, all right, then print current value. Now you know what will happen in this code. It will run and over and over and over again unless I try to do what is called the increment. Okay, so now let me teach you something. With the string, I assigned another value to the current value, but with this we do what is called the increment. So I go and say current value plus equals 1. So current value plus equals 1 means now this is the same as this. Current value is equal to current value plus 1. All right, what this means is current value is a new variable I'm declaring. Now anytime you have a variable by default and you assign you write the same variable equals something else, the previous value of the variable is overwritten. Okay, so bear in mind it will definitely be overwritten. It uses the new value you've assigned. So this is the assignment operator. So I have current value here equal to 2, but I've written current value equals something else, so the previous value of current value will be taken off. Okay, so I say current value equals current value, meaning current value, which is a variable, equals 2 plus 1, because 2 is the value for current value. Okay, so 2 plus 1. All right, so this is a different condition which the answer will be assigned to this. Okay, so just go through again and you'll be fine with it. We declare a new variable which is actually the name for the old variable. You can use a new variable if you want, but the reason why I'm using current value is that current value is the variable within the condition. So if I use another variable, it will not take place. There will be nothing happening. So I want to assign a different value to this variable, okay, so that inside the condition it could be either true or false, so our code will not be running and running and running. So I declare current value again and assign it a different value, and the different value is the current value within the variable plus 1, so it becomes what, 3. So current value will now be 3, so it will be while 3 is inside numbers, so it will be increasing and increasing and increasing unless it bypasses 9. Okay, you already know why I said 9 within the range. All right, so a short form of writing all this code is simply plus equals 1. So plus equals is the same as current value is equal to current value plus 1. All right, so let me run this code and see what happens. Now the range of 0 to 10 is 0 to 9. You already know it starts with a 0 and ends at the number before the 10. So let's go up and see what happens. Alright, so this is what happens right now in our code. It starts with 2 because 2 is the predefined current value, and it adds 1 to it, becoming 3. 3 is inside numbers because this ends at 9, and it adds and becomes 4 and 5 and 6. So it adds this 1 to the current state of the current value unless it meets 9. And now after here being 9, it adds another one making 10, but 10 is not in numbers because numbers only ends at 9, so it stops. All right, so with a while loop you have to give a static defined condition, so you prevent the loop from whiling and whiling and whiling. You just have to give a condition within the while loop itself, which will prevent your code from running countless times. So this is basically how to deal with a while loop and an integer, okay, where you kind of add values within your loop, so it doesn't kind of loop countless times. It has a restriction somewhere else. So this is the basic thing you need to know about while loop and numbers. And with while loop as well, you could be using things like this, equal to, okay, comparison. So let me kind of make things like this. All right, so it gives nothing. Why? Because current value is 2 and it's not equal to the range. The range is 0 to 9 and this value is just 2. So with this you can do so many manipulations. You can say if while 2 equals 2, okay, and while 2 equals 2, so there's the value is given us. So let me stop it right now. All right, so this is how it basically works. Okay, so while 2 equals 2, it will be running these tutorials, and did I say tutorial? To be running these values and values and values and values without an end. So this is the basic thing, in as much as we are adding, but this value we are adding right now is not in the comparison. So you have to go over and over again. So this is the basic thing you need to know about the while loop. Now with the for loop, you can be using things like this. So for loop is different. You can say for 2 equals 2. Okay, you can say this for 2 equals 2. No, you can't do that. So for loop is only, as I said earlier, I'm giving a definition of for loop. What the tutorials you get to understand them. All right, you are going to understand them. All right, but with a while loop is different. The while loop is the if statement in advance, or the if statement in repetition. So you can use any syntax or any comparison operator you use in the if statement for the while loop. But with the for loop is only to pick values of any other thing you have, or any other iterable, and kind of pass it to the values you have, or the variable you have. Okay, so this is the basic thing of what you need to know about while loops with numbers. All right, so I believe this video has really helped you. Give a like to it, subscribe, share with friends, let all of us learn as one, and then ring the bell to receive every notification. So the next topic we have to learn is dealing with the else statement within looping statement. That is so practical. Thank you for viewing.